For Cycle 17, we're going to continue to learn about art careers. So you're going to go down to the Cycle 17 folder. It's orange. It's right here. And here's the link to our Kids Think Design website. Today we're talking about the world of design. This is the overall overview of design, and it focuses on products and cities. So you can think of design in general. Think sculptures, think architecture, everything around us, to even the products we use, like our Apple products. A designer has something to do with all of these things. And I wanted to talk about the design in Pittston. So here first we're looking at a slideshow of San Francisco, and this gives you an idea of what their community is like, the architecture around their area, the art, the sculpture, their culture in their area. San Francisco by Design. Join Kids Think Design as we travel the world to explore how good design is alive in many different communities. San Francisco, California is the most densely populated city on the West Coast and is an important hub for both technological innovation and creativity. Ever since the California Gold Rush in the mid-1800s, San Francisco has attracted many people seeking their fortunes. Located on the Pacific Rim, the city blends both Eastern and Western cultures. It says, click through the slideshow to explore what makes San Francisco special, including its natural beauty, its museums, its architectural landmarks, and the diversity and resourcefulness of its people. So here it is, and then this is a very big part of it. It's the Golden Gate Bridge. That's a symbol of the city. When you think San Francisco, you think the Golden Gate Bridge. And then visual identity. The most recognized symbol of the city of San Francisco is the Golden Gate Bridge. The famous landmark just opened in 1937 after construction that lasted just 4 years. It is painted international orange, a color that stands out dramatically against the blue water of the San Francisco Bay. This suspension bridge spans 1.7 miles and is designed to withstand an 8.0 earthquake while packed in both directions with the weight of the bumper-to-bumper traffic. So this design not only was beautiful, and they picked the orange to go with, which complements the blue sky. The orange stands out, but they also had to make it functional. There are a lot of earthquakes in California, so this design had to be functional to withstand a earthquake with the weight of traffic that would be on the bridge. So whoever designed this had to think of both elements when designing it. Let's look at our city and some of the art in our city and compare it. Even though Pittston's a much smaller city than San Francisco, we have a lot of public art. Pittston owns a lot of sculpture that was previously displayed down at the river. We also have hand-painted hydrants painted by several local artists. I even painted a few. Our sculptures that were displayed at the river are now displayed on the Artist Loop leading up to our library. Artist Loop connects the sculptures of the library to the murals of Main Street. There are many different forms of art in Pittston: sculptures, murals, mobiles, but all of the art in Pittston represents us as a community, our values, our culture, what we think is important. And there are many tomatoes and representations of the miners. This displays to people what we are as a community. So when people visit Pittston, they know a little bit about our culture. What do you think Pittston can add? What would you like to see in terms of sculpture or mural? That's one of our options for a project today. Your idea would be a concept. The concept is the first step of a design. Let's learn more about designer Steve Jobs. Apple's first Mac offers fresh design. And it says, in 1976, Steve Jobs and fellow geek Steve Wozniak Woz built a personal computer called the Apple, named after Jobs' favorite fruit. Their company logo was an apple with a bite out of it, a nod to the word byte, a single unit of memory stored on a computer. 8 years later, they introduced the Macintosh, named after a kind of apple. Its friendly personality and graphical user interface, GUI, appealed to designers and other creative people. So this was one of the first computers, and it was for people to use for design. A lot of artists like to use Apple products to this day. And let's talk about the company now. And it says, iPhone, iPad changed how we communicate. Designer Jonathan Ive joined Apple in 1996. He shared Jobs' passion for perfection in both design and technology. As Jobs once said, design is not just how something looks, it is how it works. Just like the bridge. The bridge had to be visually appealing, but it had to work well. That's what they tried to do with their Apple products. Throughout his life, Jobs, 1955 to 2011, introduced many exciting and innovative products, from the candy-colored iMacs in 1998 to today's iPod, iPhone, and iPad. The Apple design team he inspired will continue his legacy, making a difference in how we live, work, and communicate. Let's learn to think like a designer. Learn the lingo. And this says aesthetics, the study of the nature and artistic expression of beauty. So when you design something, you want it to be beautiful. You're considering its aesthetics. And then concept, a general idea or abstract thought. This concept is often pitched by a designer before they fully develop their idea and design. Design, creative expression, and a process of problem solving that concerns both how something looks and how it works. Innovation, the introduction of a new idea, method, or product. Something new must be substantially different to be thought of as innovative. Portfolio, traditionally a thin case for carrying and displaying drawings, designs, photographs, and other documents. Portfolios can also be created as an electronic collection of the work of an artist, designer, or photographer. And then again, color has a lot to do with art and design. What is color? Color is formed by the light spectrum. When light shines on an object, the color we see is determined by how the light is absorbed or reflected by it. There are two kinds of color. Subtractive color, which is shown on the left, is the color of pigment used in paints, dyes, and printing inks. Its primaries are cyan blue, magenta red, and yellow. When two primaries are mixed, they form a secondary color. When all three primaries are mixed, they are black. Additive color is the color you see on a computer monitor, a TV screen, or in stage lighting. Its primary colors are red, green, and blue. When added together, they make white. You need to know a lot about color to properly create your design. So you can see here that they have the primaries, which are a little bit different than the primaries we learn in school, but it's again the same concepts, that magenta red, the cayenne blue, and the yellow mixed to create these secondary colors, and then all together make a black. And then on this website, it's test your knowledge. What does your favorite color say about you? When designers pick colors, they have to pick colors and think about their meaning. Why are they picking their colors? Often, a common thread of colors is blue. Blue is the color of the sky or water. It's cool, calm, logical. So a lot of times people want a calm look in their design and they pick blue. Or orange can be cheerful, impulsive. And then you could read them all here. Pick your favorite and read about it. Just gives you an idea of the power of color, the perception of color. So what I wanted to do now is introduce the next project, design a project, and it's listed here on the front of your Cycle 17 folder. We're going to either create a sketch of public art you would like to see in our community, sculpture, mural, or architecture. So think of Pittston and what would you like to add? And you could just draw with paper, pencil, and draw a sketch of your design. Or you could design a city using a digital art tool called Icograms. And the link to that is in this Cycle 17 folder, Digital Art Tool City Creator. And what this allows you to do is there's many different things that you can design your own city. You could design your own park. You could design your community. So I just want you to work with this or on your sketch. And all you do is you can click through and see what kind of buildings you would like to do. City basics, maybe you want to put down the grass first and trees, and you just click and drag it over here. So you just click and drag and you could just start to design your city. And you might want to put down grass first. You might want to put down roads. And you just click and design and pull in your city. There's different themes of types of buildings, many different things you can add. You can make a construction site. You could design a supermarket. Pick something that you would like to create and just design. If you wanted to, you can save this at the end and send it to me. The save button is right here, and you would do this one, a JPEG file, and it just comes down here, and you could rename it and find out what folder it goes in, and you would be able to send it on Padlet that way. I'm going to give you the most amount of time to work on this. Before we do this, though, I wanted to remind you to do our exit ticket. The exit ticket's here, and start new attempt. And it says visual identity. The most recognized symbol of the city of San Francisco is the Golden Gate Bridge. We didn't talk about tall skyscrapers there. That would be more common in New York City, or the Great Pyramids in Egypt. Their visual identity is the Golden Gate Bridge. That's the symbol of them. And then this one, Steve Jobs once said, design is not just how something looks, it's how something works. And that's true. Design is how it looks and how it works. And then creative expression and process of problem solving that concerns both how something looks and how it works is Kid Think Design's definition of design. And then I want you to just tell me what you're working on today. Are you creating a sketch of public art, or are you designing a city using the digital art tool? So pick which one you're doing and work on that now.